Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into Awesome Sunday Show. Before we get started, we'd like to tell you where you can find us.
You can find all of our episodes, including new content like blogs and guest blogs, on our newly launched website, awesomesundayshow.com.
Woohoo!
Our podcast is also available on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube. You can find all those links also on awesomesundayshow.com.
You can also follow us on our social media accounts, twitter.com/awesomesunshow, facebook.com/awesomesundayshow, and instagram.com/awesomesundayshow.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Awesome Sunday Show. Connor here.
And Pat as well.
Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing swell. No one said swell for like 30 years, but
You should go back to the 50s.
yeah, I should go back. Roll swell there, Larry. So anyway, we have a very interesting show today with a very interesting guest, a frequent guest, a fan favorite to you loyal awesomers out there. He's an awesomer too because he actually listens to the show. It's weird, so I have to apologize if I talk funny, first off, because I'm used to wearing headphones whenever we record. The headphones are not working, so if I sound funny or a little off, it's because I'm just not used to listening to myself talk, not listening to myself talk, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you just sound like an idiot normally. So.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
It's just
My
now you're
parents
coming
hate
up
me.
with excuses.
All right, well, before we get to our topic, which we're really excited to talk about, here's a few words from our sponsors. Pat, would you like to go first?
Sure. This episode is brought to you by Gamefly. You go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome to get a free premium 30-day trial. And here's why you should do Gamefly. They have over 8,000 new releases and classics available to rent for Xbox One, 360, PS4, all your handheld and older systems. As the Switch comes out with games, they're going to have it on there. It's convenient.
awesome.
They ship the games directly to your door, send you pre-addressed envelopes for easy returns. They send you games out quick. You could even get free movies with your 1 or 2 disc plan.
That's pretty cool.
So you play a game, you beat it in one day, send it back, get a new one right away. Or you play a really terrible game, you hate it, send it back, you get a good one right away. Cost savings. Listen, for $15.95 or $22.95 a month, depending on which one you do, that's unlimited games you can play that month instead of spending, $60 on 2, 3, or even more games a year.
A game you might not like either.
Exactly. It's nothing worse than spending $60 on a game that sucks.
Street Fighter 5.
So it saves you a lot of money. There's no late fees. You can cancel your contract at any time. No obligation. Fees are worth it. And like I said, there's no due dates either. You get free movies with it, and their selection is huge. Over 8,000 and constantly being added. And you know what? New games are coming out. Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out this week. You go through Gamefly, they will get you that game on its release day.
That's pretty cool.
And all you have to do is go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome, and you get a free premium 30-day trial to check out this awesome service. So thank you, Gamefly.
Yeah. It's pretty gnarly, Pat. I'm bringing back words.
Okay.
Today's show is also brought to you by Vinyl Please. You can join their Record of the Month club at www.joinvmp.com/awesome. At Vinyl Please, you can celebrate one incredible vinyl record every month and send an exclusive pressing to it right to your door. They'll also include the original 12x12 album-inspired art print and a paired cocktail recipe to sweeten the deal even more. So you get a nice vinyl record to listen to. It could be any artist, something that you might really grow to listen to, grow to like. You get a nice cocktail with that. Nothing. What goes good with music, Nick?
Sex.
What else goes good with music?
Drugs.
What else goes good with music?
Drinks.
There we go. So, what else is in the box? A special edition vinyl record you can't get anywhere else. And when they say special edition, they're not messing around. They work closely with both the label and the artist to come up with something for you. Actually cannot find anywhere else. So exclusivity is a big point in this. They're talking colored vinyl, custom lyric books, exclusive artwork, etc., personal notes from the artist. And memberships are flexible and easy, and they want to work with you. There's no cancellation fees and no hidden fees either, no guilt trips, pretty much. And it's also top shelf customer service anytime you want to call, which is pretty awesome. So remember, if you want to join Vinyl Me Please for the best damn record of the month club, go to www.joinvmp.com/awesome. One more time, you go to www.joinvmp.com/awesome to join Vinyl Me Please. And for the last one.
All right, today's show is brought to you by BarkBox.com. Get 1 free month extra of BarkBox at www.getbarkbox.com/awesome. For you, the listeners of Awesome Sunday Show, BarkBox is offering an opportunity to receive 1 free extra month of BarkBox at BarkBox.com. Every month, BarkBox Paws picks the best all-natural treats and innovative toys to match a dog's unique needs, including allergies and heavy chewer preferences. All edibles are made in the U.S. or Canada, and 100% of our products are tested on animals, even our own. BarkBox is a great way to try a variety of treats and toys from local and small businesses that you may not otherwise be able to find. Free shipping on any BarkBox within the continental U.S. When your dog falls in love with something from the box, you can easily find it again on BarkShop.com, our app, or by texting us. To receive 1 month free, to get BarkBox.com/awesome. Again, that's getBarkBox.com/awesome to receive an extra month of BarkBox for free.
Thanks, Nick.
My name's Denise, actually.
Denise, I didn't know you can grow a beard.
Yeah. Denise, I didn't know you had a penis.
You didn't know a lot about me.
All right. Gentlemen, let's get on with the show. As you already know, we have a very special guest with us. Nick, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Denise, just back from Yugoslavia. It's good to be here. Big fan of the show, but not Phil Facone.
First, you're Anthony, and now you're Denise.
I'm just going to be the whole family. I'm Lorraine next.
When are you going to be the dog? Dogs.
I think if I was to pick first, I'd probably be Stella, because Stella was always the nicest to me. But like Luna is like a dark horse. I like Luna a lot.
See, Stella is. I like Stella. I mean, I love both those dogs.
I love both of them. Yeah,
but Stella is way cooler.
Dude, I like the attitude that Luna brings. Though
she always barks at me when I walk in the house.
Oh, me too.
It's because she hates you.
Yeah, so well, first off, she hates everybody that walks in the house. You have to
Not me.
She barks at Nick a
Never
lot.
had a problem.
I think
It's because he's a boar. They don't want wild animals in the
They don't
house.
want these tusks.
Stella comes up to me, licks my ankles, and I'm like, oh my god, Stella, hey.
Oh my god, I love when my ankles get licked.
One time, I had to spend the night at the Dentino estate.
Yeah.
And because I was somewhat intoxicated, so I cannot drive home. So I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna crash on your couch, man. And Dentino's like, yeah, that's chill. So I fell asleep on his couch. I wake up and Stella's on my chest sleeping. I don't know how she got there because she didn't climb.
What an adorable presence.
Yeah,
honestly.
And I didn't know if someone just put her on my chest or if I drunkenly stood up and picked her up and just was like, I'm gonna cuddle with the dog today.
I heard she could fly.
Probably.
Yeah, I think she has. What is that, HMO2? That fly? Yeah, I think Stella has that.
Luna, on the other hand, would probably bite my neck or something.
I feel like Luna is HMO4, which is strength. Right?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
They are Pokemon.
Yeah, they are Pokemon.
Yeah. All right. So, Nick, we brought you here for a special episode.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about swordfish. It's going to be great.
Swordfish, like the one hanging up in the basement, or the movie with Halle Berry and Hugh Jackman?
Definitely that one, because
All
that's
right.
your favorite movie.
No,
so
that's
we might
your
as well-
favorite movie.
we might as well
It's got a
talk
great
about
scene
it.
in it, though. All right, so today's episode, we're talking about guilty pleasure movies that are not liked by the general public or by movie audiences, but we somehow like or have kind of grown an appreciation for certain aspects. There's going to be some movies that we all agree on that are guilty pleasures that we like that general audiences may not like. There's also going to be some movies that one of us will say, we're going to be like, dude, that movie sucks. How do you like that? I know there's one movie in particular you guys are going to look at me and be like, no.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, totally. That movie sucks. That's not a guilty pleasure. If you like that movie, you should feel guilty.
Damn, getting hostile
Totally,
towards the listeners.
Those good costumes.
Shut up.
Hey, that's an Oscar-winning film,
That
all
is
right,
an
buddy?
Oscar-winning film. Like, we live in an age where fucking Suicide Squad is an Oscar-winning movie.
Hey, fuck 2016.
You
man.
stuffed the ballot to get the win.
No, I switched the ballot to at the end. I was that guy. Yeah. So you know, in traditional awesome Sunday show fashion, we usually have the special guests go first. So we're gonna have to wait for a little bit for him to pull up his list. Oh, he's already got it.
No,
you already got it.
I got a list.
All right. So Nick, start off with a movie that you really like, but you're sitting on the couch and like you're with a girl that you might like, or you're with your friends, and if it was on HBO, you wouldn't tell your friends that you like it. You just change the channel.
All right. Here's a really good one. Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain is
Oh my God, I remember seeing this.
the ninjas are trapped in an amusement park
Dude, I remember this movie.
by some local goons, and Hulk Hogan has a serious role in it. You have Rocky, Colt, and Tom Tom back at it again at their favorite amusement park, and the amusement park gets shut down. They I'm almost positive I'm remembering this right, because this was like a movie that was like one of my favorites in my childhood. But like Three Ninjas always will like have like a special place in my heart. It's like the reason I took like karate class for like years when I was like little. Like I loved it, man. I loved all like cheesy ninja flicks, and like that is like the go-to. And plus, like I was a huge Hulkamaniac, and seeing him in action was probably one of like the coolest things, because so many of the kids were like, "You're not like the real," like I guess he was like one of like a TV hero or something like that. Like, you're not this, you're just an actor. And then he starts like kicking like goon ass, and then they're like, oh my God, he is real. It's like the typical like corny thing. Like
He's like shit. Like what was that character's name in Jimmy Neutron? That was the actor, but he was also a secret agent in real life.
Oh my, this is gonna piss me off.
We'll remember at the end,
Yeah.
towards the end. But like I'm glad that you knew what that show was. No, I actually remember that. I haven't seen that movie in forever. I've seen all the Three Ninjas, but I haven't seen them since I was 8 years or younger.
But it's such a guilty pleasure, honestly,
Yeah.
because you look at those, they're terrible movies.
Oh,
but
they're awful. I mean, I won't lie. Like I liked them as a kid too.
Me too.
But that's why I'm afraid to watch it, because I'm like, oh fuck, I actually like this.
I was this kid, you
Yeah.
know? I'll do like, here's like an adult one, I guess. I really enjoy Rocky IV a lot, and a lot of people give Rocky IV like a lot of slack, but like, man, I think Ivan Drago is awesome. I love like the whole concept of like Apollo Creed dying in the beginning, and it was like this like whole spoiler, sorry if you haven't seen it by now, like
It's 30 or something years old.
I'm sorry. But there's so many just like classic like lines in it when he's just, I must break you.
Yeah,
I enjoy Rocky IV.
enjoy Rocky IV
I
too?
enjoy
Okay.
Rocky IV too. It's probably like, I mean, I know Rocky V as for I'm a big Rocky fan. I've seen all the movies a million times.
Yeah.
Like, and I enjoy every movie. I really
Yeah.
do. A lot of fans hate Rocky V the most, and as do I. But I think if you're going to look at it as a movie, as far as when it comes to like production and storytelling, Rocky IV is clearly the worst one. It really is, but it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It is so good. There's a fucking robot that sings "Happy Birthday, Paulie." I'm so glad you brought up that movie.
Yeah,
and like, dude, the song's catchy. It's an '80s movie. It's got like one-liners, communists.
It's like perfect like Cold War like type movie. You have like everything. What else? Like I love like the montages of like them training. You have like Ivan Drago, who's like this like superhuman, like almost with, like all these
getting
different
injected.
probes and getting injected. And all
Yeah.
this different stuff, running with like the oxygen mask. And then you have Rocky, like just in the Arctic tundra, just chopping wood, climbing through the snow.
Hearts on fire.
Yeah, I get.
Strong
If that doesn't get you hyped, I'm sorry. Like,
Dude, it's on my playlist.
it's so.
Like
cool.
I listen to it when I go to the gym sometimes.
Oh man, you need to wear like one of them like cut mesh shirts, like something, you know?
Dude, like that movie, like if someone like came to my door and was like, I'm gonna like chop lumber in your backyard, but I'm gonna make it like so it's like a training facility but outdoors.
Yeah.
I would be like, yeah, I will totally train out there every day. I would like bench press logs You know?
There's nothing more manly than that.
No,
I don't
nothing.
think. Honestly, that's as hardcore as it gets.
That's a great choice. That's actually a really good choice.
Here, I'll throw another one. That's like a comedy, just to kind of change the dynamic. Hot Rod is like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
It's listed as it's like not a good movie, I'm assuming.
No,
But,
it's not a good movie. It doesn't really tell a story.
But to be honest with you, it is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. And,
The jokes are
100%
great.
agree.
and on the humor behind it, like not many movies actually like make me like laugh out loud per se, like to the point where I'm like really laughing at the movie. It's just like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I was like literally in tears like throughout this movie. Like the scene of him falling down the hill was like where it started, and then like everything. Richardson, just the guy that dances and just throws flyers
Yeah.
at people and just air humps. I quote that movie like every week easily. Just he's like,
It's
yeah.
great. Like, it's so fucking funny, and even though it doesn't really, I mean, it kind of tells a story. It doesn't do it in the best way, but it does what
Stuntman.
it set out to do, and it will entertain the fuck out of you.
Yeah, it's like that's a movie you can't really have, and I mean this in a nice way. Like you can't have high expectations for. It's
No.
yeah. It's just a funny movie. Like I don't go in there expecting like the meaning of life.
There's so many funny parts to it too. Like when he's just like, I'm jumping the pool tomorrow, and then like every little scene is perfect.
Yeah.
Like I love when he's in the liquor store, like after he fails at everything, and he just fills up a whole shopping cart just like with hard liquor bottles, and he just keeps putting more and more on, and then he finally gets like hit by a van randomly in the parking lot. Or like Bill Hader getting the piece of metal just stuck in his head.
Because he like
He's tripping on acid or something. And
Take
he's
some
like,
of this acid. Yo, dude, Rod, you're actually like a good friend, man.
we just ran over a small bus. Right there. And he's like, hospital, trash can. And he points at the hospital and he goes, thanks. Walks in with like a briefcase and like just like starts fighting the nurses as soon as he gets in. Like the movie's pretty pointless, honestly, but like
Oh yeah, and Bill Hader is great though.
Danny McBride's amazing in it too.
Yeah, that's right. He's in it.
Who am I supposed to build ramps for? Who am I supposed to build ramps for now? Like when they're like doing the aquatic training and they basically just drown him in a pool.
It's such a weird group of people.
Yeah, it really is. It's
it-
like the Lonely Island meets like I don't know, like Seth Rogen's crew, I guess. you would say.
Kinda, yeah. It's like it's so. There's some like SNL and some Seth Rogen crew in there.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. Whole like Lonely Island like thing.
Yeah.
So many like Will Arnett's in that movie, like Isla Fisher's in that movie. There's like a bunch of like randoms like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you like Hot Rod, you should see the Lonely Island's latest movie, Pop Star. It's fucking hysterical.
I've
I
never
never
seen
saw it. Yeah.
You should. It's really funny.
I got definitely check that out.
All right. Pat, did you want to go or you want me to go or it doesn't matter?
I'm going to say, too, that I know you have given me flack for it before, but I don't give a shit because they are entertaining, as bad as they are, which I freely admit. The 2 live-action Scooby Doo movies. Especially the second one. I think the second one is better because it was written by James Gunn.
So bad.
They are
Dude.
terrible movies, and
I like those movies.
and the effects in them are terrible, but they're entertaining.
Dude, the first one, I remember getting the first one like on DVD like when it came out, and that isn't like Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray like has like a cameo
Yeah,
in
he's
it.
evil in it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
one of
and
the
then
evil
dude,
guys.
like Isla Fisher's in it, and she goes,
Yeah, you know
she
what her
says
fucking
this-
name is? Mary Jane.
Yeah, and,
Wow.
dude, it was such a stupid joke, but Shaggy's just like that's my favorite name, like playing on his stoner
Yeah.
persona. And you know what? Say what you will, but Matthew Lillard as Shaggy and Linda Cardinelli as Velma are perfect casting.
No, yeah, I will give those movies this, is that the casting is great, and Scooby-Doo looks like a CG dump that came out of my butthole, but, I mean, the voice is right. I
Yeah,
will say
the voice is
that.
right.
The voice is right, but, like, all right, I really love Scooby-Doo. I love the original series. I love the newer series where it had all, like, the pop-punk songs in it, like Sum 41 and Blink-182 or whatever, or something. That was on Kids WB. I love a pup named Scooby-Doo, even though
Yeah.
that's, like, not really, like, a fan favorite show.
I like a pup named
And then
too.
the one with Vincent Price is really good too. I can't remember the name. Of course, I'm saying I love Scooby Doo, but
and
I
the
like that
reason
series. But like the problem that I had with the first Scooby Doo movie is actually like a story problem. Like none of even though the cast is perfect. I'm sorry, like I don't mean to like go on a Scooby Doo rant here, but none of the characters are the characters that we grew to love. And like from the series, first off, they always tolerated Scrappy Doo all the time, even though he was the worst part of like the Scooby Doo crew.
I know, and they're just they're making fun of how shitty he was when he was introduced.
But they literally like throw a puppy on the side of the road.
Listen, I would throw a Scrappy Doo on the
I
side
would,
of the road,
yes,
too.
I would too.
I would
but
tie
not
him in a
the
bag
Scooby
and throw him
Gang.
in a river.
And then him being the villain at the end, spoilers, like was just fucking terrible. And like I saw that coming, like
Yeah, but
from
the
a
second
mile
one,
away.
the second one is better because it's more closely related to what the show was because
Yes.
there was actual, a guy behind these, even though he did create monsters, and
Yeah.
Seth Green was great in it.
But another problem I had that movie was the story. Was the twist was so weak. It was like I knew right away that Alicia Silverstone was the fucking. I can't go on.
All right, well,
I know
I think
you like them.
they're entertaining.
Yeah,
they're not
it's fine.
great movies by any means.
I know, and I'm giving you flack. I'm giving you a lot of flack. When I name my movies, I want
I thought
you
this
to.
was a safe space.
It is a safe space, and I'm telling you, you can return the favor tenfold when I name the
Oh,
movies
I'm
that you don't
going
like. Yeah.
Another two. I don't know if you guys have ever seen them. Hot Shots Part 1 and Part 2.
13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo. Sorry. Okay.
Hot Shots Part 1 and Part 2 with Charlie Sheen.
Oh, those. Yeah. Those are fun.
They're so bad, but they're fucking hysterical.
Part 2 is way better. Like
It is, but it's
yeah.
like, have you ever seen them?
I've never seen him.
All right, so they're like parody movies.
Is that where he's the commando?
Yes.
Is that?
They're
okay.
kind of like making fun of Rambo.
Yeah, they're making fun of
Alright.
Rambo and
I
like
kn-
Platoon and
I
stuff.
can picture it in my head, but I
And
don't think
they're
I've seen
just so ridiculous and so stupid, but it's like I'll laugh like the entire time because just how absurd it is. Great movies. Yeah, those are guilty pleasures because they're not good movies.
No, they're not good
but,
movies.
but they're entertaining.
But and going off on that is Scary Movie 3.
I
yeah.
love scary movies.
the last,
I
the
was
last
so
good
funny.
scary movie.
It was, and it's better than Scary Movie 2. And
I
it's
think
not as
so.
good as the first one. The
First
first
one's
one,
the best.
The first one's a good movie though. Like
But-
it's funny.
The best line in Scary Movie 2 is "Grab my strong hand."
Oh yeah,
With
that's
the guy
a
with the one
great-
hand,
yeah.
like that is the best thing in the entire Scary Movie series.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Scary Movie 3 has the best line at any of the scary movies, all of them put together. Even though it's not the best scary movie, is when they make fun of the scene in Signs when Mel Gibson sees his dead wife in the car crash.
Oh, yeah.
where Charlie Sheen walks by and the guy that hits his wife goes, "Hey Tom, I need a ride home later." Like, right after he just fucking killed his wife in a DUI. That was like Ryan Wolfbank, another awesome Sunday Show regular. Like we talk about that line like randomly out all the time. Like we'll just like look at each other and be like, "Hey Tom, I need a ride home tonight." Like it just like we know exactly what we're talking
And
about.
then when he's asking the EMT or the police officer if he can like what parts are split and using all the different foods to do
Yeah.
it, and then he's like trying to signal if he could still have sex with the lower part with a hot dog and a donut.
Honestly, like that movie was killed by the critics, and like I don't think
I mean, all of them were really.
the first one did semi well, like better than most comedies do,
Yeah.
and honestly, like that movie, like I don't understand how people don't find that funny. Like
Scary Movie 3 is funny.
I can see if
It
you
was
don't
the
like
last
it
good
that
one.
much, but like you
Yeah,
can't say it's not funny in some instances. Like especially like some of the jokes, and it's the last scary movie to not shovel any like as much as they can in for jokes
Yeah,
or for
they
pop
took,
culture
like,
references. They actually
a
took their
small
time.
amount of movies and then did it instead of throwing in like 30 movies at
Right,
once.
because ever since the first one, the scary movies have always been like not parodying one movie in particular, but they use one movie's plot as the main
Yeah.
source. Whereas Scary Movie 3 was clearly Signs
And The
like
Ring.
and the Ring, and The Ring, and they kind of mixed that together. Whereas the first one was clearly Scream, but they also did like I Know What You Did Last Summer, and like a little bit of like nods to the slasher movies. So they've always been like that, but Scary Movie 3 was the last one for it to be like, we're gonna stop, shoving so many references down your,
Because
throat.
the newer ones, they tried like pumping in like I feel like as many movies as possible.
Like
They did,
30 movies at a
They
time.
did like a bit with Saw. Remember the one with Shaq
yeah.
and Dr. Phil? They did that. They did like War of the Worlds. I remember was like a big concept.
Yeah, I think that
right?
was the fourth one, right?
That was the fourth one. It was like the iPod. Remember, like. It
Oh
comes
yeah,
out.
it was horrible. And then they
Yeah.
did like date movie, disaster movie,
Those-
Meet the Spartans.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
vampires suck.
Yeah, I have.
Meet the Spartans.
And now
I saw that in theaters.
those guys, the ones who did like the most recent ones, the shittiest ones, are doing a Star Wars one,
Yeah,
which Connor's friends.
yeah, totally.
All right, Connor, why don't you name some?
Yeah. Good choices, by the way.
I know.
Besides the Scooby Doo ones. All right.
Well, I said guilty pleasure. Didn't I?
All right, so I want to start off with one. Like I have I have a lot of Schwarzenegger movies, but I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he's just a guilty pleasure in general, but especially his bad movies. I'm gonna name 2 movies that I like that I legitimately like. One that most people think is bad. The other one people like because they think it's bad. But I'm gonna argue that it's a good movie. Okay, so the first one that I mentioned before is X-Men: The Last Stand, the third one. I actually like that movie. The biggest problem with it is
I hate it.
the biggest problem with that movie is that it doesn't amount to anything. Like there's no payoff whatsoever. It's like everything that they were building up.
No storyline pays off.
Yeah,
First 2 movies are just
it's like the
nothing.
Mass Effect 3 of the X-Men movies. Like,
Yeah, but at least Mass Effect 3 had great gameplay.
Yeah.
X-Men:
Well,
The Last Stand didn't have shit. Ruined Dark Phoenix, which is one of the most legendary comic book stories.
it did that.
Completely ruined it. It completely negated any character development and any, really building arcs from the first 2 movies. It threw away
Not
what
that
Magneto
true.
became.
That's not very true. Like there's certain things that are like you're totally right about the Dark Phoenix. Screwed up. That ending is terrible. Like I said, it doesn't amount. It amounted to nothing. Nothing changed. Literally, it was like it just like and that was one of the biggest problems of the Wolverine. Besides the ending, was like the fact that like what Wolverine had to do at the end. Well, I mean, the movie's like over 10 years old. Wolverine has to kill Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix, which sounds like it amounts to something, but it really doesn't because nothing's changed. The outcome has not changed. Like there's no like mutants are still in the same spot as they were as a general population. But the good things about that movie are really good. And like that's why like Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
Okay, yes. Agree with that.
Wolverine, I actually really like his character in this one and what he has to go through. Also the opening scene where they visit Jean Grey as a child is superb. One of the best scenes out of any X-Men movie.
It was very good.
I also really liked I think Patrick Stewart's performance was really underrated in that movie. He gets a lot of screen time.
All right, but it's Patrick Stewart.
It's Patrick Stewart. Also, too, the dynamic between Cyclops and Logan in that movie, I think, is very well done, and it's actually I feel like that was something that was earned from the first 2 movies.
And then they killed Cyclops off screen.
Yeah, they killed Cyclops off screen, which was dumb. But that was well done. I also really appreciated the scenes between Iceman and Kitty Pryde, and also like I thought Rose's character was fleshed out better than any of the movies I've ever done in X-Men 3. As far as when it comes
I don't think the first 3 movies did Rogue really any justice.
they didn't. And
that's why
if you're thinking about Rogue from the comics and from the TV show, the original animated TV show, you're right. But as far as when it comes to just the movie itself, the first one kind of follows her, but she's just kind of like she doesn't really change. She's just this scared girl, and like they use her as a plot device. The second movie, she kind of is just there with Iceman, but it kind of explores, Iceman's feelings and like him coming out to his parents as a mutant, which is obviously a metaphor for a kid coming out to gay as his parents, to his parents. But in the third movie, like I thought it explored their relationship the best, as far as like being a young, teenage couple, but then like her never being able to touch him and like going towards like the mutant cure, quote unquote.
Which
so it kind of there's a
poorly.
moral dilemma there. So I really think there's a good movie inside X-Men 3. There's just a lot of shit that bogs it down, but the stuff that's good is really enough for me to like it, and I can recommend X-Men 3.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like you can shit on it all you want.
Brett Ratner sucks. And Bryan Singer made a huge mistake going to direct Superman Returns.
Oh yeah, and that movie blows.
Your friend. Lifts a whole island made of kryptonite. No problem.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh God.
Makes sense.
And like you would think, like in Batman vs Superman, not to go back to that. We won't talk about it. I promise, except for this one part.
I thought it was your guilty pleasure movie. No.
No.
Okay.
It's like all right, like Superman, like lifting a kryptonite island or kryptonite continent is stupid. So let's just have him pick up a kryptonite spear, and that won't piss anybody off. All right. So anyway, all right. And the second movie I have, unless you guys want to talk about more about X-Men 3 and why you don't like it.
No, go ahead.
All right. I really will argue to the day that I die that Commando, where Arnold Schwarzenegger, is a great movie.
I like that movie.
But like, do you like it because you think it's bad and it's cheesy, or do you like it because you think it's good?
I think it does cheese very well.
Okay.
Like I think
I agree with. Yeah.
Like it is very cheesy, but in a good way.
I think it's a movie that's aged very well.
Yeah.
I've never seen Commando.
All right. I'm telling you, like, you like Rocky 4 because, like, the dumb one-liners and, like,
Yeah,
the cheese.
it's amazing.
Every other line in Commando is a one-liner.
So it's probably amazing.
And it has the best line out of any movie I've ever heard, ever written from pen to paper and spoken to word and captured on film and shown to an audience. So, like, there's the you know the plot of the movie?
No.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger is, like, an special ops army guy.
Like he is in, like, every movie.
Like he is in every movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, he retires and he takes care of his daughter, like, in the middle of nowhere. And it's just, like, they have this, like, perfect life. The opening, like, shots are just, like, him, like, carrying logs, like, flexing his muscles. But then, like, the next shot, he's, like, feeding a deer with his daughter. Like, he's, like, this big, strong man, but he's, like, sensitive. Like, it just, like, totally, like, hams it in. And so, like, some, like, dictator hires a bunch of people and, like, kidnaps his daughter to force him to do something that, like, to kill the prime minister that overthrew him. Mm-hmm. So because, like, John Matrix is the best. His name's John Matrix because he's, like, the best of the best.
John Matrix.
Yeah. So but he doesn't do it, obviously.
Yeah.
So they're gonna kill his daughter in, like, 12 hours. So he has to get to them before he kills his daughter, and it's fucking awesome. But the line I'm talking about is, like, there's an ex-Green Beret that he has to fight, and it's actually the black guy from Predator.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And who is actually my favorite character in Predator. Like, out of all of those group of guys, him and Jesse Ventura.
Love Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, he looks at Arnold and he goes, surprise, motherfucker. He's like, this Green Beret's gonna kick your ass. And Arnold Schwarzenegger looks at him and goes, I eat Green Berets for breakfast, and right now I'm very hungry. And then, like, proceeds to kick his ass. It's the best line I've ever heard. There's no line better than that. It's incredible. It's like, it's literally an incredible line. And dude, like, the movie is, like, so cheesy. Like, it's one of those movies that it does so much wrong that it's somehow right.
Okay.
I can't explain it.
Yeah, like a two negatives equal a positive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is. Like, it's just great. It's a great movie. He never misses and he never gets shot.
Perfect.
Piggybacking off that, what do you think of Last Action Hero?
I like that movie.
All right, me too. That's
That's actually on my list.
I think that is a wildly entertaining movie.
It's great. Well, I think it's great, but it's not a good movie.
No,
by any means. Like, I would never. That's a movie where it's like, if someone was like, Connor, what do you suggest for a movie? Like, Last Action Hero is not coming up. Like, that's something, like, I watch by myself and, like, it's on Cody. Like,
yeah.
Snyder, did you want to name another one?
Yeah, I have a couple I could definitely rattle off. You know what's annoying? Like, I was looking, like, we talked about, like, a little briefly before, but, like, we were talking about, like, on, like, a lot of, like, these websites, like, how they're, like, saying certain movies are guilty pleasures, but like, they really aren't.
Because they're damn good movies.
Yeah, dude. To be honest with you, The Warriors is one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 5 ever, and it's, like, listed on, like, that website as, like, one of, like, the big guilty pleasure movies. And I get that it's, like, a cult following kind of movie, and I get that, like, I guess if you watch it, like, now, you might think certain things are corny. I guess, per se, but, like, in that time period, I feel like it fits in very well with, like, the late 70s kind of vibe, and, like, overall, it is, like, one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
that's
and, like,
a great movie.
And
It is a really good
everyone
movie.
I've ever talked to says, like, they enjoy that movie. So, like, when I see that, I find it kind of weird.
I think it's, well, also on that, because I saw a list that was on that, like, somebody put Fargo, Godfather 2, and, like,
I think it was Ranker.
Ranker, yeah, fuck Ranker.
Fuck
That website's
Ranker.
garbage. Yeah, but you said one before that all three of us put on our list that has to do with a shark or sharks.
All right. To the audience, I am a huge fan of bad shark movies, and Deep Blue Sea is definitely
Deep Blue Sea is fucking great.
it's amazing.
It's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but holy shit, I will laugh at it every time.
It's a movie that is just like, all right. So the guy that directed that movie, his name's Rennie something. He actually started off like a lot of directors and a lot of people in the film industry. He directed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 or Part 5, and he also has directed like a few other like offshoot, but like box office success movies. He directed Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
and like it totally shows.
Dude, a deep. It's so bad, but man, do I love it. There's like, first off, Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, the scene where he is eaten just randomly out of that little portal. You know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
sorry, Rennie Harlan is his name.
Rennie Harlan.
Yeah,
He's the
he's
guy
giving
directed
this
it.
huge speech.
He's
and
like,
then-
we're gonna get out of here, like blah blah blah, like everything is safe. We have nothing to worry about, and he just like looks over this like little circular pool, and this massive shark just comes and rips him apart and just pulls him in. It just comes out of nowhere, and I think who stole the show of Deep Blue Sea is LL Cool J
Yes.
as the cook. He is the best character of the entire thing. Like, what? Can he swim in that? Like, he can't swim?
Yeah, he can swim.
He can swim
Yeah,
in that?
he doesn't swim well. He just kind of swims.
I'm trying to, like, remember, like,
Dude,
Deep Blue Sea. Just
LL
because,
Cool
like,
J is the man, whether he's in Deep Blue Sea or
He's cool.
not in Deep Blue Sea. But my favorite part about him is that he has a bird named Bird.
Yeah, the bird is amazing.
Yeah, and Thomas Jane just peeing off the friggin' into the ocean. Like, when you're first introduced to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shark throwing the scientist into the window. Like it's.
Incredible.
Yeah, that is oh my god, like that's a movie or like that's one of those movies is like because people always come up to like Pat and I say like, hey, like what's a good movie? Deep Blue Sea is a movie I really enjoy, but I would never tell somebody that it's a good movie because then they would never think I know good
They'd
movies.
never trust
yeah,
your
they would
opinion
never
again.
trust me
You got to
again.
say, well, do you want to watch a shitty movie that's actually really entertaining? Deep Blue Sea.
But a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't get like a bad movie, like a movie that's so bad it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I
true.
get that. I think I get that from, like, my dad. My dad's, like, huge into, like, bad shark movies, and, like, they're always on. And, like, Deep Blue Sea was definitely the one that stood out to me.
Sci-fi has a new one every week.
Those Sci-Fi Channel movies are great. But the best one I ever saw was well, two of them were that I really
got
liked.
one, too.
Bone Eater and Ice Spiders. What you call it? Mega Shark versus Megalodon.
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Yes, that's it.
That's the one where the shark jumps and takes down the plane in the air.
Yes.
Correct?
Is that
Yep.
the one with Steve Urkel? He's in one of those mega
He's in a
shark
few of
ones.
them. He's
Yeah.
actually
I don't know.
Shark Attack 3 Megalodon was another good one.
Lake Placid, like 3.
Yeah. Crocosaurus is another really good one.
I may have seen that.
That's the one where the guy like literally picks up a thing of dirt and throws it for defense. And like I guess we can get into like the Sharknado movies, which I've seen all of them.
I've only seen the first
But
one.
those aren't really guilty pleasure movies
Yeah.
because like they're meant to be bad. Like they're meant to be entertainingly bad. Like they do that stuff on purpose.
Like it's called Sharknado.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Like if you go into like the movie and you're like, this is gonna win.
Sharknado 4 has Gilbert Gottfried. And he goes, there's a cownado in it.
That's perfect.
Oh my god, it's great.
I feel like they purposely like casted him just for like that reason, just to say something outrageous.
Yeah.
At some point in the movie. All right, I have another one. I was a big fan of 50 First Dates. It's an Adam Sandler movie with Drew Barrymore. A lot of people make fun of me for that, but I've seen this movie hundreds of times. I personally love this story. I think I first saw it when I was like maybe like 13. I watch it with my mom a lot, and we eat ice cream together and watch it. It's a classic love story.
Now I can't make fun of you because that's like
'Cause
nice.
you just had to make it sentimental.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Like, do you know what it's about? Like, Drew
Yeah, I've
Barrymore
seen
has
it.
short-term memory loss because she was in an
And
accident.
she can only remember.
It's-
She can only remember like every day, like it's something new. So he like tries something new to like.
I
fall in
really
love with
don't
every
like
day.
that movie.
I love that movie.
I don't like it, and I hate Drew Barrymore.
It's such I don't
It's
know.
amazing.
It's like if like you took the bad Adam Sandler comedy and then mixed it with a cheesy Lifetime movie.
Yeah, well, you like Spanglish, all right? That's your favorite Adam Sandler movie.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, he loves Jack and Jill.
No one likes Jack and Jill. No one likes Jack and Jill. Not even Al Pacino likes Jack and Jill, and he's in that movie.
Well, Al Pacino doesn't like good movies anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You think Spanglish is better than 50 First Dates?
Yeah.
Dude, what? Really?
Yeah, dude, 50 First Dates sucks. I mean,
50 First Dates rules. Love that movie.
all right. Like, dude, first off,
I know there's people out there that think it.
yo, I'm
Don't
sure
be
there is.
afraid to share your opinion.
It's just like, dude, I don't know. It's again, if you like Lifetime movies, that's perfect. Like, God bless you. Do what you
I
wanna
will
do.
say that
But-
the brother in it is really fucking funny. Though.
Sean Astin.
Yeah, Sean Astin was great
Like
in
the
it.
whole-
How he's taking steroids and his list was coming in. He's having nocturnal emissions and stuff.
Dude, the
Sure.
That was really funny. And then I also thought the old man that sits in the breakfast, like the little diner they have on like the little Hawaiian island, says like the funniest like one-liners. He's like, "Are you done with that napkin so I can have something to wipe my ass with?" And it's like the funniest stuff. He's like trying to draw like a picture to like show her. He's like,
it was just like the movie was so corny as far as like her like always waking up like not remembering anything. It was just such a draw for people who like those type of movies. And I consider that kind of like a cash grab, but I mean, I would be a hypocrite for not liking certain cash grabs, but I really hated the ending to 50 First Dates. Like, really hated it.
How he pretty much has her held hostage, more or less.
Like, they like have it. She like never recovered. Like a movie like that, that's that cheesy. Like, you might as well just go with an ending that satisfies everybody. And like the movie kind of ends like in an ambiguous like, oh my God, she's gonna wake up every day like not knowing a life
with the videotape.
Yeah, it's just
it was like, I didn't want these fucking kids.
Yeah, like what if she wakes up one day, she's like, I don't want my fucking daughter. Like I don't know, like or who are you? Like you look weird, Adam Sandler. Like
yeah, Egghead. She paints that photo of him as the egg.
Yeah,
she clearly loves him.
It's just I don't know. I really didn't like that end. I mean, again, like this is a safe zone, but I'm not going to not share my opinion. Which again, with my movies, I want you guys to not to share your opinion.
Yeah, no, you've clearly shit on me for that one. So let me throw another one in there. Snakes on a Plane is definitely a guilty pleasure.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
I agree.
Great movie.
Very entertaining.
Snakes on a Plane is one of the most entertaining movies I've ever seen. Honestly, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And like. Everyone's great. Like Samuel L. Jackson is classic. He's just yelling obscenities, and it's like probably one of the best lines ever is like, "I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane." Like everyone says that.
Nobody says "motherfucker" as cool as Samuel L. Jackson.
No one does. I
will say though, if you're gonna watch it on when it's on TV because the replacement words they use for the curse words is just hysterical. Like there's one, I don't remember it exactly, but it has to do with something like white T-shirt wearing monkeys or monkeys wearing T-shirts instead of motherfuckers. And it's just excellent. But the movie itself, it's so ridiculous, but it's hysterical.
I would suggest seeing it uncut. I don't know. I do agree with like sometimes like when they replace curse words in movies, it's like unintentionally funny. Like when they do, like for Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, a guilty pleasure. Like whenever someone says asshole in that movie, they replace it with airhead. Airhead! Like, it's just...
like, what are you, a 4-year-old?
Yeah, like, come on. Like,
oh my God. Kenan Thompson's in that movie too, and he lands the plane. He pretends that he's like, yeah, I can land this plane. He's like, I play PlayStation. That's like literally what he says.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's and I don't. There's a scene where a snake bites a guy's dick, right?
I think so.
Yeah, where he's like banging in the bathroom,
and it also bites the girl's tit.
Yeah,
it does bite right on the nipple. He does.
Oh, dude,
my
that
favorite
sucks.
part though is like when that one snake. I mean, aside from biting the chick on the nipple and the dude on the dick, is when it just eats that fucking little annoying chihuahua.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that, and there's like one really bad one where there's like the semi-bad guy. He's like the bald guy in the suit. He gets like eaten by that like massive snake, like from like the head. Like it starts eating his head and then works its way down. And it goes like over the top of his dome and just goes, oh my God. I remember seeing that and I was like, ew. Honestly, I'm not a big snake person. Like snakes kind of freak me out. They're like one of my big fears. And like, seeing that scene, oof, that was rough.
Yeah.
Definitely rough. I was like afraid to sit on like the toilet for like a week.
I was like, when I was a kid, I was kind of afraid of sinks because of it. But like,
I'm not watching that movie. I've never seen it. I've never any intention.
Yeah, because you don't like clowns.
They're horrifying.
So you won't see the It remake.
Absolutely not.
I feel like you should come on and the podcast after you watch that movie with us.
That's like therapy. Like that's.
I just like the idea behind Snakes on a Plane. Like that's how he wanted to kill like a witness. Was release venomous snakes on a plane.
And
it's
like,
just so stupid
right.
itself. Like,
there's so much easier ways to kill somebody than just release snakes on a plane.
Like he literally just could have put a bomb on the plane.
Yeah.
Like
that's too mainstream, man.
But you know what? I'm glad like the movie knew exactly what it was and was not ashamed of it. and that's why it's worth watching.
And the title Snakes on a Plane. Like, that's just all it is. You
Yeah.
know? It's perfect.
All right. So a movie that I really want to say, and if you've ever seen Ted, you'll understand what I'm talking about, is the Flash Gordon movie.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Flash.
Soundtrack is amazing.
Incredible. Queen. It's Queen. And, dude,
Yeah.
all right. So, like, the movie has such hammy performances, except for the British actors. Like, they're great, which is normally the case. Timothy Dalton's actually, like, not that bad in it. And the guy that plays like the bird, he's also Gimli in Lord of the Rings.
You're right.
And even though he's not British, Max von Sydow plays Emperor Ming, and his performance is actually good. All those performances are good. Everyone else is which is like 90% of the cast, fucking blows. And the special effects are so cheesy. And like my favorite,
so bad.
my favorite line delivered in that movie because of how bad it is when the guy that plays Flash Gordon, he's like, Flash Gordon, quarterback for the New York Jets, and it's like what a random thing to announce.
Just announcing to like some altered being.
Like imagine saying your name and then your job. Like, okay, thanks.
Right? It's like cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Nick Snyder, Brave New World.
Like,
Okay.
thank you. It's like you have to like read like a piece. That's terrible, honestly. And like I love like that's just the concept that it's a quarterback of like the New York Jets like saving like the world, pretty much like that.
Because any quarterback of the Jets, with the exception of Joe Namath, apparently, can't do shit to save the team themselves, so it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Ain't gonna save the world.
Dude, oh my God, that's a really good one. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. Do you guys like Balls of Fury?
Okay, yes, that is
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that movie, but that is a guilty pleasure. It's bad. I don't like that movie.
Dude, so many scenes crack me up.
It's funny,
man.
though.
Christopher Walken's amazing in that movie. I like him a lot, and there just certain scenes like I don't know what his name is, but the old Asian man, he's in other things. I know.
Yeah,
that.
he was Lo Pan in Big Trouble in Little China.
Maybe.
Did you ever see Big Trouble in Little China? That's another movie you would love. All right, I'm gonna get you onto Kurt Russell movies.
Yeah, I don't really watch too many Kurt Russell movies. Honestly.
There's a lot of Kurt Russell movies that you haven't seen that I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out. I definitely want to. What's the one? Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
That's
You also
the
gotta
one.
watch The Thing.
I've seen The Thing. You showed me The Thing.
Didn't you fall asleep though?
No, I watched The Thing. I watched the whole.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I liked it a lot. Well, not like funny, but like I liked it.
Yeah, it's not a funny movie by any means.
When he just like vape, that's like the flamethrower movie, right? That you showed me, right?
Yeah. And like they're all like strapped down in the chair.
I was baked that movie. Yeah, it was a good time. That kind of like blew my mind like a little bit.
All right, we'll watch it normal next time.
I think I have to.
Yeah.
To get like a full grasp on like what actually transpired throughout the entire thing. But back to Balls of Fury.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Balls of Fury. There is one scene where I forget what the guy's name is, but he's like the classic like deep voice like dumb guy, and he's like everything is like everything's coming to an end.
He sounds like this.
Yeah, he sounds like this guy.
He's actually isn't it the same guy from Third Rock from the Sun?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like I'm gonna go save the panda, and then he just like
Diedrich
runs
Bader?
away.
What's up?
Diedrich Bader?
I guess so.
Is that his
Oh,
name?
wait. No.
Or he's from the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, that's Diedrich Bader.
Yeah.
He has like a new sitcom out like right now. I think it's on. I want to say ABC. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he's whatever current Batman animated show is on, he's Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But he goes, I'm gonna save the panda. Panda's dead, and then just like runs away. I think that's like one of the funniest things. And then like, there's like the prostitution ring part. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
and he's the middle. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
That-
like,
I don't think that movie's very funny, but that scene is really good.
Yeah, I like that movie. I liked Balls of Fury a lot. Ping pong. Or
Ping pong.
Or as the Chinese call it. Ping pong.
It's a terrible movie by every sense of the word, every sense of the mean. But Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
It kept me entertained.
I'll always
everything
hate
about
that
it
movie.
sucks, but it's just I don't know, it unapologetically bad, and it's just like just kicked like Gerard Butler. All he did was just kill guys, and it made no sense how he was doing it against an entire country. But
Yeah.
it just I don't know.
I have a Gerard Butler movie also on my list that's not that, but it's like the similar, like Law-Abiding Citizen.
Oh yeah. I did like that one.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, like, and so just out there,
It
like
is.
inconceivable. But
I actually I hate Law Abiding Citizen. Like it's so fucking bad. Like that's a movie that like pissed me off.
Yeah, well, I really liked it, dude.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like it.
I guess just like
Safe zone.
I guess like just Gerard Butler kicking ass. I don't know. Do I think it's like a great movie? No, but I do. Overall, I came away with like a positive feeling, I guess, kind of towards it. I was like, yeah, at least he kicked some ass. That's basically it.
I guess so. Like
Jamie Foxx like kind of pissed me off like in that movie.
Yeah,
Like, there's just like certain things like that just aren't good, honestly.
the action's like decent.
It's just a guilty pleasure. It
Yeah.
is. It really is.
it's just like I know this movie's a pile of shit, but I'm gonna enjoy it.
Pretty much, yeah.
You guys ever seen Hot Tub Time Machine 2?
Not
No.
two, just one.
I've only seen the first one.
I watched the second one, and it's. Did you guys like the first one?
Yeah, I do.
The first
enjoyed-
one's great.
The
I
first
enjoyed
one
the
is a
first
The
great
second
movie.
one is pretty much like a retread, except they go into the future, and it's stupid, like bad. But the cast is because they replaced John Cusack with Adam Scott, and I love Adam Scott.
Mhm.
And it's just like that. I think that cast is great, and it's just it's a bad movie, like really bad compared to the original one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so stupid. It's so funny. Like
I had never seen it, so I can't judge on it.
I'd have to see it.
I
yeah.
just I know one of the funniest at film sex scenes I ever saw was in Hot Tub Time Machine, where Craig Robinson.
Oh, and he's crying in the background.
he's right in the back.
Yeah, but it's so funny too. It's like, dude, if a girl like that is having sex with you, the last thing you're gonna do is cry about it. But like but in some weird fashion, because he went back in time, but he's currently married, he's crying because he's technically cheating on his wife, and he's like so upset about it.
Yeah.
It's just so great, dude. Like that.
When he calls on the phone and he's like, "You cheated on me," and like he's like yelling at like his wife just back then, but she's like 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
And like the dad eventually picks up and he's like, "Jerry, get off the phone, man! Like I'm talking to my wife." And he's like, "Who are you?"
Like that was great.
I
All right, Pat, do you have a movie besides Hot Tub Time Machine 2?
I mean, not a specific one, but a general category. Shitty horror movies, like especially
I have
like
a few.
especially like ghost ones or possession ones or Ouija board movies, because they're the dumbest fucking thing in the world, and everyone in it like deserves to get killed at the end. But
Just for being stupid.
Just for being stupid. But I don't know. It's just like they keep me entertained, even though I know they're horrible. And like you could read the titles, it's like Ouija, destruction of something. And I'm just like, oh, this sounds horrible. Let me watch it. And a lot of them are on Netflix, because Netflix, most of the horror, if not all of the horror movies on there, are pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Their selection's been dwindling, but oh my god, they're just some of the worst things I've ever seen.
Actually, like a movie that I have as far as when it comes to like a guilty pleasure horror movie is The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
That movie sucks. It's not a good movie. It's how I feel about X-Men 3. Is like I know most people don't like that movie, and a lot of people hate it, but I really liked it. The only problem I have with that movie is Vince Vaughn. He's just the stereotypical like cop smoke, like addicted to this case, and he's smoking a cigarette. Like he's like
loose cannon cop on the edge.
yeah. But he cares about the right thing. Like it's just like he's like that cop. Like it's just so cliche and so annoying.
By the book, or is he?
Yeah, you never know. He's just such a fucking idiot in that movie. But I will say, like, Jennifer Lopez like isn't that bad in that movie, and like I kind of like the idea behind it more. I can watch it, and I think when they go inside like the killer's mind, it was kind of cool, even though it's like strangely weird. Doesn't really make a lot of it doesn't make sense. But again, that's just a movie that I like that I know kind of sucks.
Tremors. Up top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great choice.
Tremors is definitely a guilty pleasure, because when you look at Tremors, it's really not a good movie at all. But I love the concept of like creepy monsters from the ground. I don't know.
Tremors kind of falls into those movies where it's a bad movie. I think what makes a bad movie great is how committed the actors are to it. Like, for the most part. Yeah, like there's Troll 2, which nothing about that movie's good, which is why it's great. But like Kevin Bacon is like he acts really well in that movie.
Yeah.
For a movie about giant underground worms. Like, it's just, but the movie is so stupid, but it's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. That's like a movie I like first watched when I was like a small kid, and like I think that's why it like still stuck with me as like a movie like I like, because like I watch it now and I'm like, this is dumb, like clearly, but like I'm a big fan of Tremors. I mean, like I know you like Tremors 3 the best, but
No. You like Tremors 4 the best.
Who told you? Tremors is definitely like up there, like on my list. And then if I had to pick another one, the Power Rangers movie.
Oh, dude, love it.
Yeah. All right.
Ivan Ooze. You don't like Ivan Ooze?
That's a movie that I of course I loved it as a kid, but like I can't watch it anymore.
I watched it like
I tried to watch it
not too long ago.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was horrible, but I loved it
Yeah, you loved it.
because I was just like, it's just so fucking bad. But that's how the show was.
No, but
Each iteration of the show, like it was the worst, like cheesiest, crappiest writing and dialogue, but like it was entertaining. I mean, especially because the fight scenes in the original show were awesome.
Well,
but
the fight scenes were Japanese.
Yeah,
and
that's why they were good.
That's why they were good, and like the original show, like you can ignore like the terrible acting and dialogue between the characters because like you can enjoy these like landscapes that they built, like miniatures. And I'm a huge kaiju fan, like you guys know that. So like I was like as a kid I was always like, oh my god, like that monster is so cool. Like and like the fight scenes and the music was great, like
it was my favorite show.
the theme song was amazing.
Yeah, so like there was things to appreciate about the original show that like transcended it. Yeah. And like the movie did none of that. And again, I loved the movie as a kid, but you can't watch it now. The CG is terrible.
It honestly, like I had like this, like I was like talking to myself like in my head like while I was watching it. I'm like, man, what were you thinking growing up? Like this is what you liked.
Yeah.
And like you watch it and like watching the parents like as zombies in that when they get like addicted to the ooze or like whatever, or they smell the ooze.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? And they're just like basically like a labor camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like doesn't really make any sense.
It's just like what, and then there's like a classic like Van Halen song like at the end. And you have, like, you know what I'm saying? And
well, the movie starts off with them
that
skydiving on like snowboards out of nowhere,
Which is legitimately cool.
no, it is cool, but it's just like
that's so Power Rangers though.
Yeah.
just to show like they were extreme,
Yeah.
but ninjas.
In the movie also too, like when they were getting like a wide release, and like they knew they were the show was such a hit at the time that like the movie was not gonna fail by any means. So
No.
like in the movie, like the Black Ranger was a black guy and the Yellow Ranger was an Asian girl, which like obviously like in 2017 like people have to always point that out, and in the Power Rangers movie they like changed it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So and they changed some of the main cast from the original show.
They did. They did.
I remember being pissed off as a kid. I was like, what's his face? And like, where's she? Like, but they kept Tommy, who was like,
Tommy's the coolest one.
Tommy is the coolest Ranger. He's kind of like the Vegeta of the Power Rangers. Like he started off as a bad guy and like becomes like the leader. Like even though Vegeta's never the leader, but you know.
Yeah. But Tommy was awesome. Like, what was it? Tommy, like he played like that like ocarina like looking thing.
It was a blade, but it called forth to his Megazord. And it was like.
And it rose like out of the water, right?
Yeah, dude, that Zord was sick. Especially when they took off like the T-Rex and then combined him with the Megazord.
Yes,
that was definitely a badass version. But then he became the White Ranger, and he got the White Lion Zord, a White Tiger Zord, and that was fucking dope.
That was cool. But I like the green one better and the original Megazord more, just because it's a dinosaur. Like
true.
Like that's really, but like I can see why most people like the White Lion Zord more. But
Did you ever play the game for Super Nintendo?
no.
All right. Well, there was a couple. There was one that took place before the movie, and then there was one that was during the movie, and then one that was just like Megazord battles fighting giant monsters.
Yeah,
Which
that
was
that
sick.
sounds awesome.
Yeah, all three of them were sick. But then when you put in a cheat code and you could just have full power white Power Ranger, kicked ass the entire time.
Yeah, there's something like, dude, like Japanese entertainment is like it's so like off the rails sometimes, and that's what's so awesome is like, dude, think of how many shows in Japan like have giant robots fighting each other and then combine those giant robots to make a bigger giant robot. And but the metaphor is like teamwork, and like it's like to teach kids like to work together, but like working together gives you this giant robot that can win the day. Like, I don't know, it's just so like out there. Like that was Voltron pretty much.
Yeah, Voltron is like super similar.
Yeah, Voltron's sick though.
All right. Going back to the topic at hand though, I guess. All right. I think you guys would like this movie too, but it's not a good movie by any means. Is Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
I really like Kung
Yeah.
Pao Into the Fist.
I love that movie. And the chick with one boob. And
I forgot about
remember the part where he like I forget the enemy's name, but like they constantly hit him with sticks and he just stands there and he's like, I can take it. And like but he's like, all right, now do it to me. And like they do it to him and he's like, don't stop until I give the signal. But they knock him out before he gives the signal. So they literally just beat him until like the next day, like while he's on the ground.
I haven't seen that movie in a really long time. I actually only saw it one time, but I did enjoy that movie a lot. Like that would, I guess, be a guilty pleasure for me too.
Yeah.
I remember the cow scene like vividly.
Yeah. And the mark of the hero is a face on his tongue. And whenever he like sticks out his tongue, it's just this like little creature.
I gotta think of a good. All right, I got a good one. Shanghai Nights with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson.
I've never seen it.
I like Shanghai Noon.
Okay, well, Shanghai Nights is probably like the worst version of like Shanghai Noon. Shanghai Nights like takes place in like Great Britain. It's just classic like Jackie Chan, and Owen Wilson just has like so many like wow like moments in it. And I know honestly a lot of my guilty pleasures are like they just stem from like movies I liked when I was a kid.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and like that I remember like randomly my parents bought me that movie and just like brought home. They're like Jackie Chan because I used to watch Jackie Chan the animated series.
Yeah.
And
Great animated show.
amazing. And I was like, this is awesome. And like that's kind of how that's like the first movie I ever saw Owen Wilson in.
I'm a big Jackie Chan fan, so like Shanghai Nights, I don't think I ever really finished it ever.
Yeah.
But Shanghai New I like, and like Jackie Chan movies are just awesome.
His fight choreography is amazing.
It's second to none. He deserved the honorary award this year at the Academy.
Speaking of Jackie Chan and guilty pleasure movies, Rush Hour 3.
Yeah,
First Rush Hour is excellent.
I like the second one the best.
Second one is really good. But 3 is, I mean, it's easily the worst of the 3, but dude, I still think it's great.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, I don't know. It's like a total like the gang's all here movie, like, and it's just like maybe it wasn't. Maybe you guys should have just stopped, you know.
Yeah, but it was still funny. And
Yeah.
Jackie Chan, of course, kicked a lot of ass.
Of course he does. I don't know. I like it. I own all 3 of them. You know.
I like all the Rush Hour movies.
Yeah, I like them too. It's hard. Like it's hard to have a guilty pleasure as a sequel because it's hard to not think of how good the first and second one were, especially the second one.
Mm-hmm.
That second movie is like the action's great in it too, like the first one, but it's better in the second one, like hands down. And I feel like it's just as funny. Like the opening scene where he's like, where he like hits Jackie Chan, he's like, y'all look alike. It's so like blatantly racist, but it's so funny. Like
It is funny.
yeah, you understand the words that come out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Nobody understands the words that come out of your mouth.
It's like that's like when I think of like Chris Tucker, that's like what I think of is like Rush Hour.
I think of Friday.
Like
Oh, dude, Friday's a great movie.
Yeah, that's not even a guilty pleasure at all.
But yeah, I think of that too. You just got knocked the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. I'm going back to rehab. Shit, you think I'm going back to rehab? Smokey, you smoke weed every day.
Here's a good one. Pokemon 2000.
Yeah.
Pokemon 2000 might be like actually like, I don't know if it's my favorite. It's definitely like my favorite legendary Pokemon.
You wouldn't consider the first one more of a guilty pleasure? Because I think out of like the first 3 Pokemon movies, the first movie is the worst one.
You think the first one's the worst one?
Yeah, I mean, I like it because it's Pokemon. But, like, obviously, like I can watch it all the time, but like they get Pokemon wrong in that movie like 2 or 3 times. Like I specifically remember like one of the characters saying Pidgeot when it's a Pidgeot. Trigger.
Yeah,
and
it was clearly a Pidgeot.
Yeah, and like there's a couple other things too they mess up. Where we're like, what? You know?
You're the Gyarados kid.
No, can you repeat that line?
The storm was no problem. I just rode on Gyarados' back.
Yeah.
And he's like, Gyarados! And like, when it gets like rocked by Mewtwo.
Dude, I mean, I think actually, like, not counting the other, I've seen like some of the other movies after Pokemon 3.
I saw the Celebi one.
That one was all right.
It was okay.
Yeah, but I think Pokemon 3 is the best Pokemon movie out of all of them.
Yeah, I guess in terms of like plot, yeah.
Like I actually care about some of the characters. It's even though it has the least amount of fight scenes, the fight scenes actually like make sense and it actually continues the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like Pokemon 3. Like I guess that's a guilty pleasure too because like who would like that fucking movie besides like people like us or like kids who like Pokemon?
Yeah, exactly.
I would say the first. My only argument is I think the first one's more of a guilty pleasure than all of them.
Yeah,
like, it's not really that good.
Dude, there's so many like corny lines in it too. Like Ash's like march out like when he like gets resurrected. He's like, "You can't do this. I won't let you." And like all the Pokemon like march with him like against Mewtwo.
Yeah,
It's like, oof.
it's like hard to watch.
You watch that now and you like really think to yourself, what were you thinking?
It also kind of is weird. Like Meowth has that one line where he's like, you know, we all just like got along, and like everyone's like
super deep.
Yeah,
honestly.
but at the same time, like, dude, the show is about like capturing animals against their will and making them fight.
And making them fight.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it's just like it doesn't make any sense. And like, if you go like on like Rotten Tomatoes and like some of the critics like point that out, they're like people who never watched the show are like, that doesn't make any sense. Isn't this about fucking like capturing like Pokemon and making them fight? And like, I noticed that night when we did the trilogy movie, like night in my basement, we all like sat down and just watched the first 3 Pokemon movies, and like
It was a great night.
I thought that when Meowth said that line, and then Tino like fell in love with that line. Like I didn't want to say anything.
He was like, "Wow, that was super deep, guys."
Yeah, and he like tweeted it, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, you know,
You're a prophet. Let me have sex with you.
yeah."
Oh my god, dude. But like from Denise's perspective, like my perspective, like Pokemon 2000, I like that one a lot, just basically because I always liked the legendary birds and like the
Yeah.
heavy emphasis on them. I thought was like the coolest part. And plus, Lugia is the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah, Lugia's cool.
Lugia is the coolest thing. I love the whole concept of the song and like everything, and like them aligning in like the fire, like lightning and ice, like island, like all.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like the concept of it
Yeah,
more.
they definitely did their homework a little better with the second movie.
Yeah, and plus I really liked Slowking in that one too.
Yeah, he's like an actual character. You have a movie, Pat?
I don't know if I really have any more that could be named.
We talked about Con Air, right?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. We talked about Con Air before we started recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Con Air is the ultimate guilty pleasure because it's a movie that everyone likes, but you really shouldn't like.
Talk in Nick Cage's accent while you're describing this movie.
I just want to get back to my daughter. Is pretty much his motivation throughout the whole movie. And like the movie just has like the most cliche characters I've ever seen.
Like Dave Chappelle.
Like Dave Chappelle, Cyrus the Virus, who all right, one thing about Con Air though is it has a legitimately scary character, and it's Steve Buscemi's character. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But he's like legitimately scary in that movie. I will give it that. John Cusack is just John Cusack. Nick Cage is fucking incredible. He has that hair. Like,
He does have long hair.
yeah, it's one of those movies where like explosions like just don't matter as long as you're not in the fire, like, which is totally like not true. Like you can't be next to you just can't be right by an explosion and have it just like I don't know. Like there's something about people walking away from explosions that's just always bothered me.
Why would you ever walk away from an explosion? I'm sprinting out of there if something's gonna explode.
Yeah, people don't
Because cool guys don't look at
yeah,
explosions.
but I think do people forget that like even though if you're not in like engulfed in the napalm or the flames of the explosion, like it's still really fucking hot and you're still gonna get burnt. Like
Yeah.
like it's not like it's but like just because the sun doesn't directly hit you doesn't mean it's not hot outside.
Exactly.
You know, like it whatever. Yeah, but like again, like but I love this movie. Like I love it. It's so good. It's
Any other Nick Cage movies you like love that are guilty pleasures?
oh, dude, Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas
jeez.
Cage. That's a great movie. Great movie. Face Off. And like it's a John Woo film. Like it's got like the white doves, like you know when the, like the slow walking with the gun, you know, and like the trench coat flapping in the wind. It's got like all those the over dedicated like cop / FBI agent that just like wants to get the case finished.
Yeah.
You know, he's like overly obsessed.
What about The Wicker Man?
Oh, I hate that movie. I really hate that movie. I like most people that talk to me think they're like, dude, you probably like The Wicker Man because it's so bad it's good, right? Because like, and honestly, if you've ever seen the original from the '60s, it's a really intelligent horror film, and that movie just like really shits on it.
That might be like the worst movie I've ever seen. Honestly, like it's
The
one of them.
Bees,
Not the bees.
The Bees. Pat, you know who really likes The Wicker Man is Pat,
No.
the Nicolas Cage one. Like
No.
he thought it was scary.
No. If anybody is scared of that movie, then they are just like, I don't know. They're like worse than Joe Really, I guess.
Damn, worse than Joker.
I mean, I feel like all the Leprechaun movies are guilty pleasures. All of them.
No, I refuse to watch those. Except
I can't
there's one
watch
in
that.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
That one's great.
All right, that one I'll watch.
You won't watch the first one?
No.
Why?
It sucks. It's like not worth my time.
I mean, I like
Not that
them.
my time is valuable,
I like
but I
them
don't
'cause
want to
they
waste
suck.
it.
But
Yeah, I don't. It's not for me. They're not the ones, except for In the Hood, that are like so bad it's good that it'll be worth watching for me.
there's the Flintstones live action movie. That's a guilty pleasure.
Wait, which one? The one with John Goodman or
No,
Viva
yeah, the one
Rock
with John
Days?
Goodman.
Yeah,
The other
yeah,
one.
yeah.
The other one. No,
No, I was gonna say the one with John Goodman is perfectly fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one, even though it's not like again, it's kind of not what the Flintstones are. One movie I think both of you have probably seen, and it's one of those. It's a guilty pleasure, but I don't like it because it's a good movie. I like it for its flaws. Is Jurassic Park 3.
I love Jurassic Park 3.
Dude, like the dream scene is some of the funniest shit I ever saw in my life. with the Velociraptor saying, "Alan, Alan."
Dude, I love the Velociraptor like yell when it's just like, oh, oh. It's just like yell. Oh, 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 oh.
That's just how we finish the podcast.
Dude, it's that stupid lucky backpack. Isn't that what it is? He's like, it's my lucky strap.
Yeah.
Because like a pterodactyl's like attacking him.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
it's like there's just eggs in there. Like, dude, fuck that guy. Like,
why would you just take dinosaur eggs?
I would have killed him. Like
That guy
you
needs to
coulda-
get offed.
Yeah, like the fact that if I was like if we went on like a random trip with all of our friends and like we found out that fucking like Robbie had Velociraptor eggs in his backpack,
We have the right to kill him.
I would kill him. I would straight up be like, and I would look at him legitimately. I'd be like, dude, you don't understand. Like, you endangered all of our lives by doing that. Like, you're gone. You know?
You're voted off the island.
Yeah. You know what? Like, it's not that good of a movie, but it has a scene that I really like in it. Did you ever see Defiance with Daniel Craig?
Yeah, I have.
You know, and it's,
Yeah.
it's an all right movie. It's got its flaws. Like, he's like, you know, it's got like the typical scenes, like he's on the white horse and shit. Like, but there's a scene where like, you know, like when they're in the little hideout that they have like amongst all the I want to call it a neighborhood because it's kind of like looks like that, but the hideout that they're in, and he's like the leader, and the guy's like, time for a new leadership, and that's all he says, and dude, Daniel Craig just shoots him like, but like it makes complete sense. Like there wasn't a lot of exposition, but like he's the leader, and someone telling you time for new leadership, he's threatening your life. Like, and they do like there was no like, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, he just right for the
Yeah,
jugular.
and that's what always kind of made sense. Wait, what movie were we talking about before Defiance? Because I had a point.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park 3. So like going back to Jurassic Park 3, it's like, dude, like you're putting everyone's lives in danger. Like you gotta go. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like we came here to save a child, and like we want to make sure the parents survive. So like, yeah, that guy sucks. But again, that's kind of why like I find the movie enjoyable because it's so stupid.
I think the dinosaur they like introduced at the end, like the Spinosaurus or whatever, how it's like a water hybrid, like I thought was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
Honestly. I like that as like the big monster dinosaur at the end.
Yeah, it beats the T-Rex, which is annoying. But
It's
also the shortest one. It's like an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like that movie, like literally, like is like we're gonna make Jurassic Park, and we're just gonna give you what you want, and I guess like Sam Neill's gonna just say some things, you know, and he's kind of a dick in that movie too.
he like wants no part of like
And also, like, remember at the end of Jurassic Park of the original Jurassic Park, he like kind of gets over like his reservations about having kids, and he kind of like grows accustomed to like, you know, being like some sort of like someone to look up to when it comes to children, and it kind of like gives you a sense of hope between him and his girlfriend or wife or whatever she was, that they were gonna like not only grow together but grow together like with a family. And then like Jurassic Park 3 is like, nope, fuck off, like she married someone else, had kids with someone else, like, and you're like, what? That's not what I was rooting for. Like, it's kind of a slap in the balls.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like it's just so it's stupid. Like,
It's not a good movie by any means.
yeah, and like the wife she just constantly like has heavy breathing throughout that movie, and she's like has a megaphone and is, you know.
I remember the one scene where like the velociraptors like really just like come in hot and they like murk that bald guy. You know what I'm talking about?
That was a great scene.
They like
yeah.
rip his head off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just like violent raptor like kills like in that one.
How do you guys feel about Jason X?
That movie fucking blows, dude.
Never seen it. I'm not really a horror movie guy like you guys.
It's not even scary though, because it's just Jason in space in the future, and it's horrible.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna defend that movie. I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. I've seen all of them. They're great movies, even though they're not really that great. Jason X is like, there's no way they made that movie knowing it was gonna be good. It's literally like Jason in space. They have like an android girl that fights him. You know, it's
You never know, man. People might think like, oh, this is gonna be groundbreaking.
Yeah.
This is gonna be amazing, and then there's a hot pile of shit.
yeah. I mean, dude, like
I think it's the worst of any of the Friday 13th movies I've ever seen.
really.
Absolutely.
I mean, Uber Jason was pretty cool.
It was just bad, dude.
And
There was nothing like the other ones I thought were actually entertaining. Even the really bad ones, you know, the longer they went on.
yeah.
Like Jason Goes to Manhattan.
Oh, great.
Horrible.
Even though, like, dude, it
But,
starts
like-
off in Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
And what is a lake, Nick? What's a lake?
A lake's just basically like a body of water that really has like no
It's landlocked.
ins or outs. Yeah.
And what the great thing about Friday the 13th Part 8 is that the boat that is like the cruise ship for the kids that are graduating high school starts off in Camp Crystal Lake, and like the next shot it's in like the harbor of like out into the ocean. So like, how did the boat?
It's not physically possible.
It's not physically possible.
It
but,
flew.
but like, and like,
It's
if
really a
if you
flying boat,
watch
you have
the
no idea.
if you watch the 6.5 hour documentary on Shudder, like I did, and I watched it the whole thing. The writers knew that from the get go, and they're like, we really want him to go to New York, and there's no other plausible way for him to be there. So like, we just kind
Could
of
have
did
snuck
it.
on a plane.
Yeah, that would have been
Jason on a plane.
stupid. Well,
Jason on
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
really? That
Yeah.
would have been stupid.
but, like,
Jason on a plane. New movie.
yeah. Yeah, actually, if you really think about it, a lot of the Friday the 13th are guilty pleasures. It's like,
No, I'll watch them. I think Jason X is horrible.
I like Jason X.
I think like I definitely like the original Friday the 13th. I would say I like the first 3. The other ones are just get like bad, but I'll watch them. And then I like the remake that came out like 8 years ago or whatever it was.
Oh, that The remake,
however
dude.
long
A
ago.
lot of people shit on that movie, like especially like Friday the 13th fans, but I actually liked it.
I liked it too.
It's not perfect, and it's not everything that I wanted, but like
No.
you know what, man,
It's
it
better
could-
than the Halloween remakes.
Oh yeah, it kept the spirit of the series
yes.
like to a T.
But if we're talking guilty pleasure related to Jason, other than the original Friday the 13th, Jason vs. Freddy. Or Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah,
Or-
that's definitely a guilty pleasure.
That movie is so bad, but it's just like I enjoy it because you're seeing these two icons
Yeah,
going against each other and competing against each other.
yeah. I like that movie too. I have like it's definitely I would consider it a guilty pleasure. I have my reservations about it. The fact that Elm Street and Crystal Lake are just right by each other is like kind of weird. They just so happen.
Well, it's like Gotham and Metropolis being so close to each other
yeah,
now.
yeah, and but Batman vs Superman is a legit movie.
No, I'm just saying like
Like-
it doesn't make sense location wise, but it just served the plot
yeah.
to work like that. But
And
yeah,
that
it was
girl's a
stupid.
babe in the movie too, even though she just is like so wide eyed the whole time. Freddy vs. Jason, I like Freddy vs. Jason. Even though like really, like Jason would destroy Freddy outside of the dream world, because Heather Langenkamp in the first Nightmare on Elm Street like is able to fight off Freddy, and she's a teenage girl in that movie, but like then somehow like Freddy like outside the dream world can like go toe to toe with Jason. Like no,
Jason's like a behemoth.
Jason literally out of all the slashers, Jason is probably physically the strongest out of all of them.
Yeah, he's scary.
Yeah. Did we talk about Starship Troopers?
No, but let's do it.
Did you ever see Starship Troopers?
I love Starship Troopers. I had the action figures as a kid.
Yeah, dude, like that was all right. So like when you're a kid and like you didn't know movies had nude scenes. You're like, whoa.
That
Like,
was like one of the.
that was one of the first I can ever remember seeing.
My mom was like super pissed that like I watched that movie.
Yeah.
I remember that like being like a thing in my house.
Yeah, that was mine was I think it was it Jerry Maguire? Like that I remember my mom being like I remember her being like really pissed that like someone showed me like a movie.
Yeah, Starship Troopers was one because like I don't think my parents anticipated like how intense it was going to be because it started out like I just bought the action figures.
Yeah.
And I thought they were really cool and I was like, oh yeah, this movie's gonna be great. And then people are getting like ripped in half and like stuff by like these like violent like aliens and like
Yeah.
there's nude scenes like you said. And I remember like my parents like originally like turned it off and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you turn off the movie? Like, this, like, whole thing. And I had to watch it, like, 2 years later, like, with, like, a friend or, like, something.
Yeah. You know what's great about the 90s is that they made action figures for R-rated movies.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah. I remember the scene with the tattoo. I remember that one. He's like, oh, I got that.
Yeah. Dude, that guy is amazing. The main actor.
I forget what his name is.
I'm going to look it up because it's too
It's just a classic, like, honestly. Like, I don't want to say, like, a classic, but, like, it's, like, quintessential, like, bad, like, 90s, like, sci-fi. Like, I guess you would say.
Yeah, it's just great. And there's the guy that looks like Rob Lowe, but like isn't Rob Lowe. Like,
And Neil Patrick Harris is in it.
yeah, he is.
He is in that. Oh, my God. I forgot about that.
Colonel Carl Jenkins.
Carl Jenkins.
Colonel Carl Jenkins.
That's like that's like the last name I would pick for what
Is
Neil
it
Patrick
Rico? Is that his name?
Johnny Rico.
Johnny Rico.
Yeah, Casper Van Dyne, I think is the actor's name. But
Yeah.
and on the the listing, he went from private, corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, Johnny Rico.
He's a lieutenant in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, but they're getting attacked by like crazy creatures, man.
Yeah.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
I feel like that's like a big budget Sci-Fi Channel original movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so enjoyable.
Probably, yeah, because like that was on TV like not too long ago, and like I like sat there and watched parts of it, and I was like, what was I did like the same thing. I'm like, this is like something I enjoyed, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, man. What was I thinking?
I mean, well, this movie was like actually did well critically, but I'm kind of asking like, would it fit into a guilty pleasure or Pacific Rim?
I never seen it.
I've never seen it on a lot of the websites I saw. Like they have it like listed as like a guilty pleasure though.
Yeah, to me, like,
Well, it shouldn't be guilty for you because you love kaiju movies.
yeah, I guess I wouldn't really fall into a guilty pleasure, and a lot of people did like that movie that I remember, but
I remember hearing positive things about it though. Like people actually were like surprised that they liked it.
it's awesome. It's a loving send off. It's a loving send off to like those type of movies. Like a lot of people complain about the scientist characters in Pacific Rim, how they were like poorly written. But I've seen almost every Japanese kaiju movie. Like I've like if you name it, I've probably seen it. If not, I probably will have seen it since I haven't seen it yet. Like that's how into those movies I am. All the scientist characters in those movies are the fucking same. They're all like kooky, crazy, like weirdly obsessed, and just like, and they're poorly written. They're all poorly written. Like, and that is Charlie Day and what's his face as the two scientists in Pacific Rim. They are like on purpose kind of poorly written, on purpose annoying, on purposely overly obsessed, and like they play off each other that way. And when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh my God, like this is perfect. Like that's literally how they are in those movies. Like, and Guillermo del Toro got it down to a T. And like I would go on Twitter and like and even on like IGN, like the critics and like even like like normal people that were talking about it, like, dude, those scientists were annoying. They were like not even good. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like they were meant to be that way.
Right.
You have to like really know those movies to understand like where they're coming from. You know, I don't know. That's how I feel. That's just something I want to say on the air.
I want to check out Pacific Rim.
It's awesome. It's an awesome movie.
Is Charlie Hunnam in that?
Yeah.
He is in that, right?
He's good too.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
Do you have any other guilty pleasure movies, guys?
Let me see. The only other one I can think of, and I know it's like a really bad movie, but I watched both of them so far, and they're making a third one, and they're so stupid. But Now You See Me, 1 and 2.
Never seen them.
I've never seen him.
Do you know what it's about? It's like
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg leads the group of magicians. They're so fucking stupid, but like I don't know what it is. They're just entertaining. Because like Jesse Eisenberg's in it, but Woody Harrelson's great in it. Mark Ruffalo's in it. Dave Franco's really good in it. But like the plot is just bonkers and like doesn't make any sense, and then just has too many conveniences. But it's I don't know. It was entertaining because it's just like, all right, I'm gonna sit here, have a snack, watch this movie. Not gonna be blown away, but whatever. I'm gonna kill like 90 minutes. It's fine. Like that's what it's good for.
A lot of like that's a very from what I hear about the Now You See Me movies is they're very extreme. Like some people like are like, dude, they're amazing, and like some people are like, they kind of suck.
They do suck, but the actors in it take it seriously, so they're committed to it.
And that's what makes it good.
Yeah. So I'm able to forgive like the writing issues, pacing issues, and some bad effects here and there. But I don't know. I think the only reason I gave it a shot is because I like a majority of the main cast.
I love Woody Harrelson.
I love Woody Harrelson.
Same. He was great in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Did you ever see No Country for Old Men?
Yeah. Oh my God, he is in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is in that movie. Yeah. Okay.
You remember?
I just had like a total blank for like a second. I don't know why. Like
he's like, do you know how crazy you are? And like, and he's just like, I don't understand what do you mean by that question? He's like, and he because he knows he's gonna die. Like, that's actually my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, I just had like a total like brain.
You remember him in
there.
that movie?
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking great movie.
That's like one of my favorite villains I think I've like ever seen.
Yeah, he's played by Javier Bardem. I forget the character's name in the movie though, but he's so fucking scary.
It's like Anton or like something like that or like some.
You would remember.
No, I think it's like Anton or let's just look it up.
Yeah.
I think it's Anton.
All right.
It's
Well,
something with an A.
if we're talking about a legitimately good movie, I think it's time to probably end the podcast. About Pat, when you see the name, just say it. But yeah, those are a lot of our guilty pleasure movies.
Anton.
I knew
Sugar.
I knew it.
I think.
Yep. Let us know in the comments below what some of your guilty pleasure movies are. What's a movie that you love, but you would be embarrassed to tell your friends or or girlfriend or significant other or boyfriend, however you roll. That you like the movie. Also, I don't actually. I forgot what I was gonna say. So just edit that part out.
No, we'll just go.
All
Did any of the movies we say actually suck? Do you hate them? Do you love them?
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I like had a brain fart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
don't edit it out. Fuck it.
With the movies Connor tried to defend, is he right or is he wrong?
I feel like there's some people like that defend X-Men 3.
And they're wrong.
Yeah.
I think there's some of the movies that we mentioned that honestly, like other people definitely have liked.
Yeah.
You know, like there's definitely some that people are gonna be like, "What are you thinking?" Like, but I guarantee we can find like one person that definitely likes Three Ninjas High Noon and Mega Mountain.
Like
And I want to meet that person.
Dude,
Even
there
at, like,
is
from-
definitely at least 10 people on this planet with a Three Ninjas tattoo. Guaranteed.
You think so?
At least 10 people.
There's
Well, I'm about to make it 11.
there's 3 people with 3 ninjas tattoo, and those 3 people know each other, and they have each ninja on their back leg.
like a BFF tattoo.
Yeah. They like grew up watching 3 Ninjas. Like know all the lines to all the movies.
That's amazing.
And it's really just those 3 actors.
It's just the 3 actors.
We live in the glory days.
Yeah. All right, guys. That concludes this podcast.
Yes. Thank you, Gamefly, for sponsoring this episode. Remember, you get a free 30-day premium trial. And you go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome. Connor.
Yeah, and also this episode is brought to you by Vinyl Me Please. If you want to join the Best Damn Record of the Month Club, go to www.joinvmp.com/awesome. Nicholas.
This show is also brought to you by BarkBox. To receive 1 free month, go to getbarkbox.com/awesome. Again, that's getbarkbox.com/awesome to receive an extra month with BarkBox for free.
Thank you. And
Thanks.
Snyder, where can people find you on Twitter?
I'm at Nick_Sny. But if you want really bad tweets, go to at HamboneFacone.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Peace.